Hey, I'm Jem. I'm Jem too. We're both Jem.
And I'm Raina. Welcome, outrageous one and all, to my new video. My personal ranking of every single song in the 80s classic Jem cartoon series. Every episode has multiple of these 1-minute songs by the bands in the show, accompanied by creative music videos with awesome and surreal imagery. Written by Barry Harmon, Ford Kinder, and Anne Bryant, among others, these songs are simple, but they run the gamut of styles and genres of music, with great delights and incredible vocals abound. And as such a big fan, going back several years, I thought it would be a fun challenge to determine which of these songs is the very best, with universal appeal, and which ones I enjoy the least, and every level in between. And just as a disclaimer, these are my opinions only, not reflecting the views of anyone such as Britta, Phillips, or Samantha Newark. Thanks so much to them for filming this bit with me at GemCon 2024. And whatever opinions I share, I enjoy the entire discography, and credit everyone involved with the music and the show as being great at their craft, bringing an incredible and classic show to life. And I just want to share which songs I like more than others, starting from the one I like the least, listed through 5 different tiers of quality. Let's go! Enjoy the ranking! Number 153. What do I hate about this one? It's super repetitive and fast 4-note instrumental grates on me after 2 seconds. It's very dated and naive 80s collective giving to solve world hunger mindset through gimmicky action, and wow, the high notes on this one, especially the final one, are unusually shrill. All adding up to an unpleasant package as this song set goes. Number 152. Some of the laziest rhymes are in this one. People who care are people who share. People who give so other people can live. People who try, aim for the sky, and never say die. Not to mention rhyming dreams with dreams in the same verse. And the opening notes are loud and jarring. I will say though, the ending is quite pretty, and I like the double meaning and context of the metaphorical lyric, helping people to see, which in addition to helping grow others' mindsets, is referring to their literal work helping to save their foster girl Bonnie's eyesight. But other than that, these last two's order at the bottom of the list was previously a coin toss for me. Number 151. Without a doubt, the dumbest refrain out of any of these. It could be you, couldn't it, couldn't it? Ugh. I get it, most of these songs are repetitive in their lines, but this one is the least charming in execution in that way. Next! Number 150. This song being in the Presidential Dilemma episode, already filled with a bunch of nonsense about American iconography, this song is an exceptionally hard line and preachy, "Isn't it great to be an American?" song, filled with platitudes of how exceptional every child listening in the 80s should find their country. So much freedom! And the chance to make $1 million! No other country in the world has these things, kids. And if you're not American listening to this, you should absolutely want to be too. It's like those American history songs in Schoolhouse Rock, whitewashing all the unpleasant things. So jingoistic and unsubtle, but I can appreciate patriotic lyrics when they're done right, including in a hologram song that made it all the way to my top 3 later. Also contains this frame. First. Number 149. While it does have a tone of showing how beautiful it can be to explore Aztec history and monuments, it has yet another remarkably dull rhyme scheme. It rhymes away with away, and in a single verse with 4 lines, it has 3 mentions of looking in your eyes and 4 mentions of being swept away from reality. Just to my mind, the rhyme of swept away could be changed to, I step out of our world of today, or something like that. My eyebrow just always raises with how they left it. Number 148. Let's not forget the past. The message of this song is so watered down it becomes incredibly patronizing. It comes across as lecturing about looking to what old people around you have to tell about their lives in the vaguest of senses, which would turn someone off rather than get them interested in engaging with history. I feel talked down to when I hear it, so not quite reaching its intent. Number 147. With an admirable message they were trying to send for anyone needing help with motivation, this is the poster child in my mind of the forgettable songs by the Holograms which all blend together. I typically get put off by the hook being both repetitive and preachy to an annoying degree with this one. Number 146. Very sugary sweet, and maybe it's just me, but this message about not caring whether someone is rich or poor would mean a lot more if it were actually sending a message about telling someone poor they shouldn't be ashamed of their misfortune, and showing you can put in the effort to put aside biases and be friends with them, rather than just saying, oh, you're actually rich, surprisingly? Cool! Which is exactly this episode's context, Jem finding out her new friend is really a British Earl, which he'd kept secret. That removes all this song's power, and I don't care for it. Number 145. Not one with a driving beat, interesting lyrics, or even the usual upbeat tone. It has a very clunky rhythm, with no funky rhymes to mix into the refrain. Clearly one of those days for Kimber in putting this one out. They can't all be winners. A bit more fun in the context of the episodes, but could be made better with another pass of the lyrics. Number 144. Ahead of the game! The least interesting song of the Misfits catalog, without much snappiness from the pizzazz side of things, or melodic variety to keep me going. Number 143. How you play the game. Just like Between Me and You, the message of being a good sport and practicing fair play just comes across as hollow when the winning side is the one singing about it, though there are some exceptional outfits on the holograms in this music video. I just love Shayna's. Number 142. Pleasant enough, but I get it already. Make friends! Number 141. A father should be. Rest in peace, Ari Gold. You did a lovely performance on this song, but major points are deducted for the cringeworthy Asian stereotypical riffs in there in a completely unnecessary way. Also pretty slow and sleepy. Number 140. All across this country. Yet another Isn't America Great song, but a lot more palatable since it at least celebrates the people and how nice they can be, giving their all, as Jem says, celebrating personal qualities which are much more important. Number 139. Pretty dated in its 80s ham-fisted use of Chinese-sounding instrumentals, with a nice enough message. Number 138. One that I struggle to make any good or bad remarks about at all, not especially interesting musically or lyrically. Number 137. Our love makes you beautiful. This song has one especially pretty line in it. But is otherwise a snoozer. By far the weakest of Jem as Belle's 3 songs with the Beast in their musical. Number 136. Here comes trouble. Another one that's repetitive and not especially interesting. The Jem Jam podcast brought up how this song sounds, especially in context, like it should be a song by the Misfits about causing trouble for the holograms, or just in general, like kind of like making mischief, and I think that would make it much more fun. Number 135. I'm taking a train. Oh my god. The poster child for repetitive lyrics. Taking a train. 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 Jem sings it 25 times at this song. I counted. It is rather charming in its own way, I find. Always listen to and text this song whenever I or someone I know goes on a train, or a subway car even. I know some of you might rag on me for not putting this at the very bottom, but I don't know. It's pretty fun. Number 134. I'm coming from behind. No other connotations to these lyrics that could be taken at all. No comment. Number 133. Safe and sound. Imagine hearing this song at a Jem concert you're attending. A fine sentiment for the end of the Alaska episode and others where they've won the day, but not everyone listening who isn't in their friendly orbit would feel the same way in their lives, and being told they are might cause some discomfort there. Number 132. Too much. Another song where context is everything. Trying to talk Minx down from being overeager to help and ending up being destructive? Sure. But most other contexts, like a concert or the bulk of personal interactions, wouldn't work as well. Number 131. Not the worst, reading is important and fun PSA. A valiant effort for this cartoon show the kids are sitting and watching, I suppose. Number 130. The passion for radio which Christy Marks has expressed she has due to her family roots really comes through in this one. And it's a different enough moral to hear that it's enjoyable, and does its job of sounding like a jingle, but doesn't really stack up as a great, re-listenable song like the best of them. Number 129. The weakest collab song in this list between the two bands, and it's not billed in the caption as one, with there only being a couple verses where the Misfits jump in.
Give all you got to give, all you can afford, give the reward.
A far cry from their Gimme 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 song earlier in the episode, so they must have really been made to be docile somehow here. It's really on the preachier end of the songs. Number 128.
Let me take you to the Mardi Gras.
This song rhymes Mardi Gras with fa la la la, or alternatively, tra la la la. Very big difference, clearly. Come on now. They could have gotten away with rhyming it with a party that is fun for all. Number 127.
Take it or leave it.
In its initial context in the Stingers' hit Town, it comes across as straight-up abusive language people would use to justify their awful personalities, and I'd rate it much lower if it were just that. When it's brought back in Riot's Hope, though, it has a much better connotation as relating to dealing with parental figures or social systems that don't want to accept you for how you are, and express yourself. Like Riot with his desire to play music and grow his hair out, so to speak. Still leaves a bit of a bad taste, and it's my least favorite Stingers song, so I'm putting it in the 120s on balance. Okay, now, let's be glad we're done with the bulk of outright negativity and set sail toward the ones that I love more, getting down to business.
I'm okay, I'm okay.
Number 126.
Yeah, all night long.
It gives a nice atmosphere and balances the vocal parts well for a song that's so short, but more sparse than I'd like it to be given that the episodes leading up to it gave such hype to all the artists in collaboration with the Holograms on it. Number 125.
You're always there in my heart.
Kimber, the Holograms songwriter, having a burst of inspiration to write about love for family, or indeed chosen family, like her father who had passed away in the series, really comes through in this one. It's a beautiful song about not leaving memories of people behind and always carrying them with appropriate sprinkle of melancholy. Not always one I bump on my playlist, but great for the mood of the scenario it's in and strongly relatable. Number 124. A nice enough song to give someone positive feelings before a wedding, as long as it's a relationship built to last, unlike Kimber and Jeff's here. Decent enough, but not all that unique or inspiring. Number 123.
Music and dance will help.
Yep, it's all about dance, and how she's happy she found a new person to be with. Played twice in the same episode, too. And it misses the point of having lines wiped off the map if there are still separate countries. One of the most unintentionally funny moments in the show for me. But I still love how sprightly it is. Number 122.
I can see me.
Ashley's Song. A neat performance from a one-time singer, and very upbeat, but every single line starts with the same "I can see me." Is there a single song other than Takin' a Train that can say that? Number 121.
And putting it all together.
Plenty of positive energy to keep me and the song going, even if there are much better songs in the show about just getting the job done. Number 120.
Take the time.
The very lovely vocals in this song lift up its pretty average content lyrically to make a song that's pretty okay, unlike I'm Okay, which is much higher on the list. It helped a friend of mine feel better after a tense time recently, so points for that. Number 119.
Shangri-La.
Does a good enough job for its purpose in the episode, but it's such a narrow purpose, unless you can make Shangri-La an easily adaptable concept for other episode situations. Number 118.
Set your sails for adventure.
A soothing song with a tone that I could easily fall asleep to. Pleasant is the word with this one, not especially adventurous in its melody, and it could easily blend with the Shangri-La song in my mind.
Shangri-La. Shangri-La. Set your sails for romance.
Number 117.
Family is
A good one to cry along with Bonnie to. Jem is just so caring and always knows what to sing, am I right? A tactical sadness and catharsis song for the particular times you need reminding about who family is, with chosen family still counting. More adventurous songs to come, though. And look, it's Robin Goodfellow back again.
people who come through in the clutch.
Number 116.
Love is doing it to me.
A real jaunty pace with this one, with its octave jump and key change at the end being its only real sense of variety. I dig it, though. Number 115.
Tomorrow is my wedding day.
I really get a kick out of how narrow the circumstances this song can be used in are. Unironically as well, this song has killer vocals to my mind. Hope I remember to play this song the day before my potential wedding. Number 114.
Was not easy.
A pretty easygoing and versatile song that the band decided to play as the opening to a Renaissance fair. A Renaissance fair filled by people trapped in a genuine feudal system, seemingly. That really jumps out at me every time I'm reminded of it, but it's not a bad song, blending with plenty of others in that general pleasant area. Number 113.
Star-Spangled Fantasy.
While the beat to this one is admittedly a bit clunky relative to the rest of the Misfits catalog, their humorous and braggadocious qualities really do shine through here, especially with how they do that conga line. It's a funny sight to see, alongside them riding firecrackers, Jetta waving an American flag with the rest of them. What a traitor, I thought she was a blue blood, you know?
The Royals are close personal friends of mine. Oh yes, like this.
Number 112.
Show me the way.
While it is a well-worn enough song premise that they keep returning to, I like when this one turns up just because of how lively it feels. Notes and octaves keep going to different places beat by beat, so I like it. It feels earned in each context it shows up in, to my mind. Now won't somebody show me the way to the next song? Number 111.
You can't catch me.
The speedy tempo, matching with the theme of how fast the Misfits are moving, really make this song what it is, and it's solid enough that its instrumental is used at numerous points in episodes to suggest urgency or chaos in scenes, which I always appreciate. There are better songs that the Misfits demonstrate a teasing tone in, though. Number 110.
Just that quick.
The first collab and battle song between our first two main bands, and it works really well in the beginning, but the clashing verses by the end become too fast and too muddled to make it a favorite. Number 109.
Me and my friends are jam girls.
Needlessly gendered, to be sure, and they replaced an iconic opening song with an inferior one, but not too bad as a song in itself. I don't know, the first one is way better. This one's not iconic at all. Number 108. No, it's not, but it's a fun song at least. More fun galore than a creepy door. Excuse me now? Number 107. A lot of places you can sing this song about, eh? One of the more generic songs from early in the show, but if it's the one that jump-started the Holograms' career with their first music video, it's alright with me. Number 106.
Falling in love with a stranger.
Some nicely different song keys and key shifts, but doesn't stand out in my mind. Number 105.
Broadway magic.
Pure fluff, but I like it. Gets your toes tapping and well worth a hang glider trip across New York City. Number 104.
Hey look, it's Gem, Hollywood Gem.
Jem lets her hair down here and just brags about all the things she gets to experience as a top-line actor, celebrity, and Oscar nominee. Good for her, I say, just this once, and the rest aren't quite this egotistical. Number 103. Really reveling in the chaos, and all the slides up in pitch make this one pretty enjoyable. Number 102. Pretty amusing in its bad puns, and overall very jovial, which is good when teaching about important musicians to know. If you're tasked to make a rock song with that description, the team could scarcely have done better here. Number 101.
How does it feel?
The opening notes are sassy here, pure gloating as the Misfits are wont to do, before things come crashing on top of them by the episode's end. Short and sweet, and that's when we're talking about songs that are barely a minute to begin with. Just a quaint feeling one, which is nice. Number 100.
Running like the wind.
The backup singers really make this, and there's a lightness on top of the sense of dread the kids are feeling here with the consequences of some of their immature and vulnerable decisions. Number 99.
We're making mischief. We're making mischief.
A Misfits classic, one that definitely belongs on their greatest hits, and them at their essence. Glory at being immature and mucking about while ruining people's days. Repetitive? Absolutely, but they picked the right phrase to repeat for their purposes. Number 98. A much improved song over Gems for representing being among the radio waves, even going to space! A sequel to Universal Appeal, probably. Number 97.
We're misfits in Hawaii.
Talk about a song that absolutely doubles me over laughing. Self-deprecation, which the Misfits do to sky-high levels unintentionally here, definitely gives the song a unique feel. For everyone who says it's not who the Misfits are to have a song remotely like this, I say that's what makes it funny, and a good novelty. Everyone's entitled to one novelty song. Number 96. Snappy Misfits lyrics are at their A-game, and I love the chaotic nature of the instrumental, and especially its laser blast sound effect. Awesome. But while each of the elements are good on their own, the song comes across as a little abrasive, not the most successful Misfits effort at fucking rhythm structures. Number 95.
There were flowers in my hair.
A perfectly fine and worthy love song for the fling between Dance, who's pushed to his second billing practically with Jim in this and a lot of episodes, and Robin Goodfellow. But the idea of flowers in the hair being repeated so much shows how it really isn't evocative enough on its own compared to other song premises. What a strange episode in general. Number 94.
Top of the chart.
The video for this one is so entertaining, with Pizzazz interacting with the lines on the chart being a standout visual, but proves that Pizzazz herself could reach for a little bit higher potential with having the talents of all three bands behind her. I guess that's just what happens when you need to hog the spotlight like that.
No.
Number 93.
When it's only me and the music.
The song put on to introduce and embody the character of Dance, who doesn't seem to be a fan favorite, but I definitely put it in the category of soothing, sweet, and inoffensive. It praises the value and beauty of music, which I think we can all relate to, and some of the imagery is very cool, like Dance flipping around in space. She should definitely perform a duet with Interplanet Janet as Galaxy Girls. Number 92. This being one of the inaugural Misfits songs in the first episode, it sets the tone for exactly who the Misfits are, doing whatever it takes to reach the top, and spitting on anyone they need to, and also the trend of singing the title loads of times in the song.
Nothing bothers me. I'm free and easy. Free and easy as 1, 2, 3.
Number 91.
Takes a lot to survive.
Yes, they spell a lot as one word, which my 5th grade English teacher had a field day telling us never to do. Pretty good song though. It's exhilarating to see the Misfits don't cut anyone down or gas themselves up or just shower themselves with compliments. They're feeling tense themselves and having solidarity with others in their situation, warning them of all the things they have to face. I'm pretty into this one. Number 90.
Are you feeling alright?
A neat production and premise of delving deep into the Stingers' dynamic, which my good friend Ilana adapted into a full comic book of the same name, and I'll plug that to you right now. Check it out at the link in the description, it's great. Anyway, awesome use of the imagery and spinning cameras and transitions between shots, but the Stingers have much stronger works. They'll be soon, just you wait. Number 89. Everything Pizzazz represents comes to the fore with this one. Iconic moments include her laugh and running up the pitch on Rhythm in My Soul. Plus, how she envisions Roxy and Stormer hyping her up and employing the holograms to lift her royal cape as jesters and fanners while a full audience watches her at all times. The video really elevates this one. Number 88.
All's right with the world.
It's one of the most on-the-nose songs even among its company, but that's not really a fair criticism in this show, where they need songs to encapsulate the mood and apply no matter the situation. Very far to one side of the spectrum, where the other side is Shangri-La or Tomorrow Is My Wedding Day. Very synthy and poppy, and while not especially a standout musically, gives a bit of a sugar rush, which is welcome now and again. Number 87.
Gotta get back in shape.
Is this the most complex or interesting song in the show? No. Do I absolutely love it and will listen to it a few times in succession? Absolutely yes. It's just so cute. One of the most fun teamwork makes the dream work songs we could have asked for. I definitely refer to getting things back in shape in my life regularly, and as a side note, I always misheard the chorus as saying, back in, when it's actually, gotta get it, said really fast, and that threw me for a loop. But Synergy flipping around in joy as the holograms repair the Starlight Special with her blueprints, just go with these amateurs doing that, really matches my mood with it.
Gotta get back in shape.
Number 86.
Jazz has the
She scats up a storm, which also threw me for a loop at first, but I've really come around to it. A real best case scenario for giving honor to jazz musicians past and present. worth bringing the whole band back together for. It comforts me indeed, and has me tapping my shoes with a bonus of glow-in-the-dark gem. Number 85.
Out of my way, keep out of my way.
The song that started it all in the show proper, after the intro, truly outrageous ones. The opening notes are unmistakable, and fans feel the tone of a new precedent being set. Creative visuals and animation matching the circumstances of the episode at hand. That's what they all do, and as I've shared, some better than others, and it's like Dr. No from the James Bond movie series. It's not the very best, but we honor it as being the first, and it's very solid ground. The Misfits had their feisty entitlement even before the Holograms rivalry. Very enjoyable. Number 84.
Too close for our own good.
Wow, such a hard day's night feel with this one. A new band, running around and trying to make good, avoiding all their cartoon obstacles. That's taken to a whole new level in this show, as represented here, and I love the moments of their swaying, and there's such a jubilant feel to them being in danger. Number 83.
Can't get my love together.
A time for Jem to sing slowly and contemplatively, and I believe it. She's been caught up in a lie for a long time, and this song shares how that's worn away at her. The moment of, why do I keep going in two directions at once?
Why do I keep going in two directions at once?
Is some beautiful singing. I commend this one, and admire more than listen to this one all the time. Small doses on this one. Number 82.
This is only the beginning.
That's right, the Holograms discography starts here, in a perfectly charming way. Always worth smiling for, the sugary sweet to the Misfits sass, and sure to be built on in terms of potential for more outlandish spectacles and interesting melodies, we all knew. Number 81.
Congratulations.
I do a giddy shimmy whenever Roxy and Sora back Pizzazz up with their mockingly toned, "Congratulations! Congratulations!" and know the Misfit essence is summed up with,
Against the likes of me. Nay.
they always make their personality shine through, and I think this video has the most violent and aggressive moments of Stormer that she ever gets. Number 80.
I am a giant.
Okay, epic dance choreography to start with as the Misfits are on stage, and so many laser effects I'd get a seizure to perform that way. They're just that extra, and this song inhabits plenty of fans' minds when they think of the Misfits. Some of the most on-the-nose lyrics, but in a pretty good way. Pizzazz has a presence so grand that she would definitely be the only person to show up in color in a black and white movie, being Queen Kong and picking up Faye Rio. I'm sorry, that was a stupid joke. The video really makes this one. Number 79.
To the rescue.
Jem really does have the confidence, and indeed upper body strength, to be a medieval action hero. While this song is pretty silly, it makes me want to see an entire animated movie of Jem and the Holograms as Robin Hood and the Merry Women. Number 78. This is a beautifully written and performed song that is extremely versatile in how it can be used, and gains new emotional resonances and new context, such as when it accompanies Kimber contemplating how she misses her father. It's devastating. Given the show would reprise songs in the latter seasons, this is one I wouldn't have minded being reprised a few more times. Number 77.
That's not the real me.
Weird implications of this song in literally any other context than what the show presents aside, the real me is lovely, and the backup singing by the rest of the band is one of its best aspects. A great clapback song that I wonder how long they had it prepared to pull out of their pocket for an imposter situation. Or for claiming that it wasn't Jem's right mind when she does something wrong, mayhaps. Speaking of clapbacks for specific situations, number 76.
I've got the last laugh.
Wow, this one's exciting, and gets my blood rushing. A cathartic one where the Holograms cast aside any pretense of forgiveness or brotherly love, and they just put their all into calling out the Misfits who have threatened their lives and jealously gone after their potential for success for the umpteenth time. Two questions though. How'd they get all this footage from previous episodes of things they experienced? And why would they put footage of Jem/Jerrica casting holograms like the giant eagle in their music videos for everyone to publicly see? That's a catch-all question for plenty of their videos, actually. Number 75. Alaska! This song makes me want to visit before all the glaciers are melted, and while animals still play. Subdued and pretty as a piece. Number 74.
I'm gonna hunt you down.
One of the most misfitty songs of all time. Great bombast in the instrumentation, and the fox is the best character in the show. Prove me wrong. Number 73.
This must be a nightmare.
A very apt song for the episode it's introduced in, where Jem is being gaslit on all sides, and the key in this song reflects it, while making it vague enough in lyrics to not just be tied down to the specific circumstances here. Special commendations for the twirling hourglass and ghostly Kimber and Shane on the visual side of the first one, and for the advancing pills in the second. On the subject of pills and Laurel Holloway, number 72.
Alone again.
An outlier in many ways as a song, and I like it pretty well. A really painful, vulnerable lament from a teenage girl who has experienced loss and doesn't feel she fits in, who may be susceptible to drug temptation, and the song is really stripped down, with it being the sole instrument, making it genuinely feel like a girl strumming and improvising. It's showing that Laura is talented enough as a songwriter for Jem to perform one she wrote at the episode's end.
Makes you feel 10 miles high. First love is a highway to the sky.
Number 71.
Straight from the heart.
This one's a straight bop, with its Caribbean-inspired sound, as represented by Regine Césaire. I constantly have the lyrics in my head, and it's positive and sweet without being saccharine or off-putting. If someone really cares for you, so the song puts across, they'll accept what you put your heart into. It's like Friend or Stranger, but it's really excellent, basically. Number 70.
You made me a star.
This one hits hard in its lyrics. Another cathartic song against someone deserving of it, like The Last Laugh. Chrissy delivers this as a takedown of the immature and cruel behavior given by the young Michael Jackson stand-in Dominic, who's felt a license to act this way by the culture of idolatry and fame, and she makes it work great. The sentiment really comes through of if you need to insist how above it all you are, you don't actually command any respect, and the music video makes direct comparisons between him and Pizzazz. Perfect choices. I always enjoy having this song in my head. Number 69. Talk about style. This song doesn't follow any rules. 80s technology perception themes, computer screens in the video to deliver spectacles and funny jokes, and everything else on the visual side being so surreal. Tech Rat's inclusion in the show always raises the entertainment value by an order of magnitude, and him bringing his stuff and Pizzazz's personality all at its loudest, everyone in the fandom remembers this one, for good reason. Number 68.
It's working out, doing me in.
A really entertaining listen. The Misfit and Hologram verses definitely have a nice flow, better than something like We're Up, You're Down, and there are really entertaining lyrics in this one. Great double meaning in the title, as Andrew Eisen pointed out, and I often had the lyric,
Pulling me apart, got me in a spin.
and
It's tracking ahead, building momentum.
in my head. Lovely way to hit the end verse too. Such a great high note. Number 67.
Like surprises.
Like Gimme a Gimmick, another fun example of the Misfits breaking their rules of rhythm. Sharp changes in style and musical hits between verses. In keeping with the lyrics, anything can happen, and I enjoy the slight techno filters on the surprise surprise hooks. The videos take the settings and make them unpredictable and more nonsensical, to a fun effect. Number 66.
This is farewell.
A lovely group song in solidarity to end the series, with it representing goodbyes in multiple senses like it should. Trying to get through this one quickly to avoid crying. Number 65.
Getting down to business.
I've gotta say, I've really come around on this one. It's just so lovely. It's a motif I have to get moving on what needs to be done in my own life. And just the sentiment of, they're all saying we don't have a chance, can be all that we need sometimes. And in the camp of positive without going too far into saccharine territory, that's where I've come to. Number 64. A very serene one that they repeat quite often, and I don't mind when they do. It lets your mind wander, and it's a very cool call and response tune. Number 63.
She's got the power.
Does Synergy have power? I don't know, I couldn't pick up on that. It's a really enjoyable song in any case, with lyrics at points that go hard, like,
See the way the candles gleam. Feel the sun throw off its beam.
it calls to mind the power we have inside, and I don't find the use for pumping up the magician character of Astral in Season 3 to be all that irksome as some fans say. It's a versatile tune for the most part. Number 62.
Look inside yourself.
The inclusion of this song, and it being written by the temporary Starlight Girl Laura through finding her voice, makes for the perfect end of the rough ride that was the Alone Again drug problem lesson episode. There's a whole new world, why not open the door? Chills. A great message to pick yourself up by focusing on the one person who can. Number 61. A high-tempo, highly enjoyable Misfits tune of the "you suck" variety to the lyrics. It really embodies them not caring about the rights of anyone else. You're just roadkill to them. In the video, there are some especially awesome shot transitions, which stand out in the series, and those sunglasses are something. It's bouncier as a song than the bowling ball, and energetic throughout. Number 60.
Jack, take a hike.
Ditto on basically all of those points for this one as well, but this one gets a bit of an edge for Pizzazz's talk singing and the entertainingly bonkers rhythm of the "pack your bags" verse.
Pack your bags, move on out. Get, gone, go.
Number 59.
Let me go.
A song in Jem's Beauty and the Beast rock opera. This one is a fast-paced and amusing bargaining song, where the points of them switching points of view halfway through, and the Beast singing a couple verses, just add to the amusement, which I definitely say works out for the better for it. Number 58. Named for a key doll line which was being introduced for Jem, this has a unique and memorable rhythm for the Holograms catalog. It displays all the best aspects of Britta Phillips' vocal range. The scratchy cadence at times, the awesome shifts in octave, and the high note to end all high notes, which all singers in a higher register should aspire to, and which every fan remembers well. Number 57. I feel this song fits the vibe of one I'd hear in middle school, in a good way, combining the fast, blood-pumping tempo with the poppy 80s synth instrumentals, and I gotta admit how delightful a character Rhea is as she does her audition on the drums for the Holograms with this song, makes the positivity come alive. Number 56.
But I believe in happy endings.
Another one with a nice, serene flow, counteracting, I'm sure, all the frustration the band had in attempting to even get through it for the first time in Culture Clash. Soulful oohs to start off. Beautiful keyboard notation, and classic rhymes. Another favorite moment is Samantha Newark as Jem improvising lyrics to try to suss out the imposters in the fan episode Truman Show style simulation.
1, 2, tell me I'm crazy, tell me I'm lazy. What's wrong? Did you forget how to play your instruments? I guess we don't know that one,
Number 55.
You wanna see the view from here.
A tune that really makes me want to go hang gliding. I feel the wind on my face and hair when I listen to it. Things up here. You have to sing it with that part. And the singing about all you little people with your dreams so small.
All you little people with your dreams so small.
Are Misfits at their most amusing. Number 54.
Rock and roll forever.
Snap along to the power of rock and roll. Jem proclaims this as a modernized version of an early rock classic, and it has the makings of a modern classic. Number 53. Welcome in, Stingers. Your egos precede you, but you still lay it on thick, hyping yourselves up with a titular song that sprinkles in each of your names. It still has a driving beat, and Riot's breathy quality is sufficient for me to enjoy it very well, and they'll make far better classics to come, near the top of the list. Number 52.
Who is he kissing?
The instrumental on this one, starting out slow and atmospheric and speeding up with Jem's vocals, which powerfully sing on the themes of her troubling double romance among two people, culminating in abstract colors transforming into silhouettes, and who can forget the hall full of lips? All these striking summations of how the show is crazy at times make this a true classic song on the list. Number 51.
Music is magic.
Is this a song out of the two groups' output I would have clapped louder for in the Battle of the Bands? No. Is it still a potent melody that makes me emotional on its own as Jem rises up in the register and that I show to others to encapsulate the power of the singing in the show on its own? Absolutely it is. Number 50.
Everybody wears a mask.
With this song, my esteem of it has shot up dramatically over time. Where I previously dismissed it as being too melodramatic, I now appreciate its quality of being an emotional roller coaster. I see its lyrical double meanings as a very good thing. A credit to Kimbra as the songwriter, starting off pretty slowly, speeding up for a couple of verses, then ending progressively slower, makes it pack a lot of punch. And come on, putting in the lyric that everybody wears a mask, even me sometimes, is a pretty open ribbing at Jem/Jerica from her sister, but I'm surprised Jem let stay in. Drama. Number 49. The Holograms make a great team, I gotta say. They really hype each other up, with Kimber, Aja, and Shayna being great backup singers, on the earlier beats this time being the call to Jem's response. Just like Jem herself, I feel like their music takes a great leap forward here, being very listenable and invigorating, and Aja being very sharp. With this song, they lay down the perfect track to be stolen. Number 48. The Misfits may have stolen the backing track, but as the title insists, they did make the better version, at least in my opinion, with a more fun tone and exhibiting their personality of me, you suck. Like in Universal Appeal's video, Roxy and Stormer revolve around Pizzazz, and Pizzazz herself brings across some super entertaining moves, like forcing a techie into a dance and throwing the Gem album away. I'm above the rest, baby I'm the best. I'm here for the sass in this song, just a bit more. Sorry, Holograms. Number 47.
We're up, we're moving.
This one ranks as high as it does for a few key moments of entertainment value, regardless of how well the two bands' portions mix together without clashing. The rising in bubbles to represent the lyric, we're cookin', the dance with the snap the Holograms do, and, in my opinion, the most entertaining single lyric exchange in the series.
The figures never lie. Girl, you better open your eyes.
Always makes me smile in a distinct way. Number 46.
Welcome to the jungle.
No, not that one. And this one is an epic ode to the Misfits' own sense of fierceness, and how they'll attack anyone Pizzazz feels like, complete with entertaining dancing, and she's so fierce, her shadow can't keep up. Number 45.
Starlight.
I can't talk about this one too long without tearing up either, so it's a masterpiece from the Benson's late mom Jackie. Brings to mind so many sentimental feelings in our own lives, particularly if we've lost a parent. Thanks for saving this one, Synergy, on behalf of all of us. And no thanks to, well... Number 44. And I'm glad they did. Appropriately hypnotic and psychedelic, with some of the most beautiful color combinations and surreal images out of any of the music videos. I fall under its Wait, no, that's a different one. Soon to come. Number 43.
Imagine me.
An absolute happy tearjerker, and a standout showcase for Jem, or rather Jerrica's this time, vocal talents. Number 42. This song is why we're here, folks. What introduces all of us to the Gem magic, the instrumental that represents everything. And all the iconic lyrics are here. You definitely know exactly what you're getting into when you hear it. No one can dispute that. We all love it if you've made it this far. But is it sacrilege to not put this at the number 1 spot? Anyway, moving on from that one before people pelt me with glitter-covered eggs. Number 41. The Misfits took the Halloween memo and really made it work. It makes me wonder what a slower, creepier, spooky song from them would be like. Fans, get on it. Number 40. Gosh, Rapture and Minx are the best wing women ever. They really go above and beyond in their tasks of assisting Riot as he convinces Jem through song that they're just made for each other, in a sufficiently humble way, definitely. Gordon Grody knocks it out of the park here, but not quite at his breathiest. Yet. Number 39. We all know the repetitiveness with the title these songs can have, but Britta Phillips' voice makes each instance of the title in this song mean something. You feel it with her cadence. The lyrics really let us in on Jem's mental state in the battle over whether to confide in Rio, and empathize to a great extent, even though she's in the wrong by a lot. Circumstances can slip out of our control to an awkward place sometimes, and that's reflected in the key changing and changing back. Expertly crafted. Number 38.
I'm gonna change my...
Roxy's Song of Independence. I just love the statement that this song even being here makes, let alone how well it's executed, and getting out of the way that's just done in Pizzazz's voice. This was apparently due to miscommunication behind the scenes. A solo song in this show really means something, and with Roxy's context of growing up poor and never learning how to read, with the Misfits being somewhat of a crutch for her self-worth, the lyrics take on plenty of power, which is genuinely inspiring at the best of times. No matter what you would say, or the context, Ellen Bernfeld's voice has loads of power, and makes an impression. Speaking of which, number 37.
She makes an impression.
You'd only sing this to or about someone you have a strong bond with, and particularly with the introduction of Rhea in her first outing as a new hologram, that comes across. In its first iteration too, it works as putting across that your personality and choices make you who you are, not possessing designer brands of clothes or any sort of materialism. It's a nice and light song with that message, in a show meant to sell toys. Number 36.
Who is she anyway?
The Misfits' envy comes out in soaring fashion as Pizzazz internalizes how she's pitted against someone whose identity is unknown. Who is she? And she certainly soars with her sudden upper body strength into that handstand. Impressive. Lyrics that work well in multiple connotations, like jealousy in a relationship, or jealousy of your stage rival. Great editing, and loads of funny moments on all levels. Number 35.
Scandal.
The Misfits get so mean here, I love it. They really engage in their lower instincts, and that's saying something. But how can they not, they'd say. People demand and they provide. After finding Kimber's diary, and unleash the least scandalous scandal of all time, where Kimber likes a guy, but he supposedly doesn't feel the same way. That's the entirety of the scandal. But it's a really fun song, with transitions in the video that are super creative. Number 34. Such a simple yet effective ode to the Misfits' unashamed exuberance and desire to take anything they come across, shown through Pizzazz being on the face of the money. That in itself, oof. It's a jammer of a song too, and they strut through the entire thing, with Pizzazz's talk singing and hovering around that area, making it fire on all cylinders. Name me a time where the Misfits are more pleased with themselves than they are here, trying to bully charity money away from hungry children. Classic them. Number 33. Talk about a competition as a song, and how well this works. It's the Stinger's slickness versus the Holograms' earnestness. And I wish the series had had more time to give us songs like this. And they show how anything can happen with magic. Bat wings, dinosaurs, giant vaporizing pink waves. The verses getting progressively shorter as the tensions rise. So much fun. I could rave about this song for a long time, and it's amusing to see the faith and hope and brotherly love look inside yourself, holograms, beyond the side of, don't believe it, that's not possible, they're lying. A very entertaining premise, making for such a great song. Number 32. Thank you, Jetta, for being here. Every song where she's prominently on the sax ranks here or higher. That's just how much personality it brings. And the Misfits go on such a fun spree here, not singing just about how superior they are for once. They're just enjoying themselves, taking what's theirs. And one of my favorite moments in any of these songs is Pizzazz doing the dance on top of the pool table with the cue, leaving to them doing the disco point dance side to side. Very easygoing, appropriately enough, and even their laziness is something they revel in taking to extremes. Alright everyone, pause and take a break if you need to now, because we're about to get into the songs I love the very most, the absolute bangers of the show's discography. Let's get into it.
I'm above the rest. Baby, I'm the best.
Number 31.
It's truly outrageous.
This is, in many ways, the pumped-up extended version of the original theme song, and it heightens every aspect. Going a little bit faster brings out their happiness, and a hop, skip, and a jump through life mentality, like how they were thrust into fame and want to make the most of the opportunity to share who they are, unabashedly loving and sharing their soul. Does any of that make sense? I don't know, but this one really speaks to me. The more versions of their motto in song form, the merrier. Can you tell I find this show and its music very meaningful? Number 30.
Jealousy, baby.
With the last laugh, this song, and another down the line, the Holograms reach the furthest into themes and styles that would normally be the Misfits territory. This one drilling into psychoanalysis of how jealous a person can get, but with the uniquely gem twist of being reminded that she caused this jealousy in Rio in the first place, coming on to him romantically in both her identities while never telling him they're the same person. Come on now. But it also works in-universe as a song for their movie. The bass line and synth make for an incredible rhythm, and the lyrics perfectly utilize Britta Phillips' cadence. Jealousy! It's even the kind of unique rhythm style one would normally expect of the Misfits, and I'm all for sharing that kind of thing around. Number 29. Fun fact, as far as I can tell, this is the song that repeats its title the most times, 27. Doesn't feel nearly as repetitive as plenty of others though, and that's because of how dynamic it is. I wish way more villains in movies, shows, and the like would perform songs like this. Just singing about how they've trapped the protagonists, and when their face shows up on the giant oppressive screen, strumming their guitar, Jetta's saxophone riffs are just the cherry on top. Number 28.
Playing mind games.
This is, in effect, the Gimme 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 of the Stingers songs, with them at their most unabashedly evil. Imagine having the self-awareness of your wickedness to sing about reveling and breaking someone's mind into pieces through gaslighting. My thought was that this would fit with the Misfits plot of tricking Jem and the fan, but I don't think the Misfits could pull this song's style off nearly as well. It's so Stingers. Super fast, and utilizing Riot's cadence, with Rapture and Minx backing him up, to create a sound that's transcendent, and mind-melting in a great way. It has many types of tones that remind you why it was worth adding the Stingers as the third band. Number 27.
Lovesick.
You get to the beginning of season 3 of the show and watching it through, and see that even at this point, the Misfits, and the show as a whole, is still capable of bringing something new and different in. Within the first few beats, you know that something is profoundly different and wrong in Pizzazz's headspace. Grief and vulnerability and not being able to control herself, where being on top of the world was where she felt the most comfortable. It shows things spinning out of control in her world, and it's ingeniously making the point of being a puppet whose strings are now cut as a result of being in Riot's gaze and having hopeless affections. And the music having dissonant sounds and ending with the heartbeat sound alike? Wow, that's magical right there. I knew it was one of the series' best the first time I heard it. Number 26. Speaking of a Misfit song to begin a season, the team behind this show received a memo of making a song to show that the new character, Jetta of Britain behind the saxophone, who will show you, Roddy Yanks, is the right fit for being the new Misfit, and will complement them personality-wise, or clash, rather, which is all the better given their type. So they make it a spontaneous song that's a challenge for her to keep up, which is a brilliant choice. And adding such an exuberant new instrument with its riffs to Pizzazz's voice, showing affection for someone who can meet her match, being brash and musically gifted, essentially makes this song a duet, and there's affirmations of Roxy and Stormer in the background. It's such a genuine level of passion from each member that we rarely see, and the editing is perfect. And I'm into the whooping added. No wonder it's a fan favorite. Number 25. Happiness Distilled. That's how I described being at Gen Con, and that's how I describe this song. How many songs which I hear today do what this does musically, and are so unabashed about being peppy? What a brilliant and subtle bass line, and other aspects of the instrumental, which I highly recommend you listen to on its own to be able to appreciate it. Some might make fun of this song for being repetitive and drilling into its point, being on the nose. I find it a very refreshing experience, and I wish I could put into words how it affects my soul hearing Jem sing.
Just keep thinking if we make it, how much we'll have to show for it. We'll never stop till we reach the top. Come on, baby, let's go for it.
We'll never stop till we reach the top. So now let's go forward to reach the top of our list, or else we'll be here all day and never get to the fashion competition on time. Number 24. This really encapsulates Jackie Benton's era of the 70s, and hearing Jem take the notation and sing it with her voice makes it so dynamic. Starting off the song, the Holograms bop out to the beat in the same way I'm inspired to, and incredible movements on stage with the effort done to make Jem's earrings shimmer just right. Inspired in every department here. Number 23. By far the best of the Holograms and Misfits collaboration songs, and they really fit together, just as their goals do for once. A real West Side Story or Romeo and Juliet feel to this one, pick your poison, but with them snapping and having the only possible moment for Pizzazz and Jem to sing in each other's faces. It has an amazing beat, back and forth style, and great moments, like Pizzazz going, huh? In a way only she can pull off. The way Kimber and Stormer look at each other is so funny, and it's clear why they're only pushed further together in rebellion and bonding after this, and why we all wish this was a relationship that could last longer. Break your heart in two. How many contexts does that work in? Subtext. Number 22.
You'll never win my love.
If you abuse me, you'll only lose me. Words to live by and learn in this epic rock opera song in the show's Beauty and the Beast musical, made innovatively before the Disney movie. And not the last time they make a Disney movie before the Disney movie on this list. This song has a powerful, succinct, and important message, rare for a children's cartoon, of knowing one's worth and demanding to be treated right. Credit to my friend Raven for this sentiment. Standing strong and serving key lessons in the face of abusive people is something I wish we all had the strength and safety to do, but even beyond how brilliantly the lyrics portray that, is this being a top-notch production in every regard. The backup vocals at the right moments, the key changes, and its thumping rhythm. So distinct and so outrageously brilliant, if I may say so. And I may. I've decided it. Number 21.
Let me be.
From what I've gathered with other fans, whether you connect to this song depends on whether you're down with the Stingers having your sympathy and Riot having an episode for us to sympathize with him and his backstory, and what one might call a redemptive arc. If you're on board for it though, the power of this song really comes through. It has the quality that most people can relate to of opening up and being vulnerable, like that of the LGBT plus experience that I read into it, and the parental relationship that we should all be lucky to have the way it's romantically portrayed at this moment in the series. A rare song, and the vocals are something else, pulling at their own experience with beauty, grace, and contrast from moment to moment in terms of how they sound. It's really emotionally affecting. Number 20.
It's a hard, hard life.
Ditto on the divisiveness with the Stingers part. It really feels raw and has the quality of opening oneself up to share their rough path and warn others what's waiting if you don't have a safety net to fall onto. Determination is all you have to keep yourself going in situations like that, and the lyrics and affect, in not just Gordon Grody's voice, but all of the backup singers as well, really brings that across, and can be quite a motivational piece to think back on. I really sink my teeth into this one, and it earns that. Number 19.
I'm a designing woman.
If you ignore the not like other girls angle to this song, which I'm trying my best to do, and I understand for those who just can't, what you hear in Designing Woman is the misfit tendency to throw typical rhythms out the window and make something entirely new. Clapping and the feeling of stomping, strutting your stuff, and throwing yourself onto your adoring public right after the video shows Pizzazz physically tossing two guys away at once. The video also has the Dutch angle on the staccato section, and her kicking the shoe boxes to the beat makes for a super memorable and rocking tune. Number 18.
It all depends on the mood I'm in.
Gosh, I really wish I had people around me who could sing a song like this on the spot to cheer me up when I'm feeling down. It really zeroes in on Shayna and who she is in a way that only people who are really close can, like family or chosen family, with her love for fashion and the appreciation of how it can fulfill people's desires creatively and the effort her design work takes. It warms my heart every single time as a song. The holograms are just playing around and showing their genuine bond, and this song effortlessly makes us feel right there with them. Side note, apparently, as Jem says, she can be
I can be beautiful or truly outrageous.
or they're mutually exclusive, I guess. Just a funny observation with some odd phrasing, not a criticism at all. Like them, I'm just playing around, which we all need sometimes. Number 17.
It's all in the style.
This one will have you jamming in your seat or swinging your hips around, and from the first few notes, the Stingers really brought a different musical style to this show, and it's all in the style. I'm enchanted just like Regine. Confident is how you describe the Stingers' temperament, if you were being very charitable to leave out their bad sides, and they exude it here. I'm all in too. Number 16.
And taking it all.
An early classic from the Battle of the Bands episode, in which the Misfits pull a defining mood, singing a song for a competition about how they're going to win that competition. They barrel on through, taking what they want, practicing what Pizzazz preaches.
Misfit never asks for anything. A misfit takes.
The rhythm is banging in this one, and I love their synchronized gestures for dance moves as they continue to walk forward, leading to one of the funniest visuals in the series. Just like in The Queen of Rock and Roll, Jem is their servant, and she's shoveling money from a wheelbarrow like coal into their car. Also, Taking It All includes Rio, who's rejected Pizzazz over and over again, classic Misfits, and Pizzazz in particular, chasing the love in a hopeless case. Someone should give her a hug, if they're willing to take the physical harm risk. Number 15. This one isn't one I see rated as among the very best in the show a lot, so I'm calling it pretty underrated. It's a love song done from a pretty unique angle, listing out all the best aspects of one's relationship and then showing the trust to demonstrate being on the same page about how much it means. It's really special in my mind, very pretty and very memorable. Number 14.
We can change it.
Wow. When I say that episode The Rock Fashion Book in Season 1 really hit it out of the park, with all 3 songs from it being in the top 14 spots, let's take what happens to be the weakest of the bunch up first, which really pains me to say, since it's a real highlight. Driving home a hopeful tone of turning things around, taking control of their book back from the misfits and pizzazzes leveraging her father's funds. It represents the Holograms having solidarity and confidence. I genuinely think this song has the best harmonization moments from the other 3 Holograms out of any song they've ever produced, and it reaches straight into my soul.
There's so much we can do. We can make it all like new. We can change it.
There's the stylish visuals representing a photography studio, and them singing from the Prince. And let's not leave its second use hanging out to dry, but with its camera work and visuals being equally ambitious and entertaining, involving all the costumes and making cute Jem and Terry camaraderie. A title that means the same thing as We Can Make a Difference, but loads of improvement to make a real banger as the team went on. Number 13.
Midsummer Night's Madness.
This one's a music video that must have been really time-consuming and involving a lot of research to storyboard, but also fun at the same time. Depicting a whole narrative representative of the romantic rivalries amongst all the characters is done to great effect. It's exhilarating, in fact. There's an unpredictability to what it will show next, and even how the tempo goes. It's a worthy capper to an episode filled with fan-favorite, memorable drama, and it embodies it with beautiful Greek-style iconography. Riot as Midas and Minx as Medusa. Ugh, I'm high up on Olympus after this one. Number 12. It's a song that really establishes why Jem's interest in Riot is even a thing worth exploring at all. Helped along by the fact that this is the most visually interesting music video to just depict one of the bands performing on stage, actually diegetically, and it's a top-tier song in the Stingers catalog to show how they can lay on the charms of the audience and all the main characters, except Aja, and visualizing what Jem would see in a future together. An escape from her routine, which we know from Imagine Me is always in the back of her mind. Some real continuity and callback in themes, at least I interpret, and Gordon Grody's vocal performance really shines. Number 11. Ah, Kimber and Stormer. You were meant to be together, at least for the short time you were, and this song proves it. Everyone loves the Stimber team up, and just friendship, totally. This song is absolutely therapeutic and a mantra for staying on the path. Opposites attract and make beautiful music in some cases. Rest in peace to its singer, Florence Warner, who brought this song with the show's 2 best characters to life as Kimber's voice, with Lonnie Groves on the Stormer side. Major kudos to them. It sticks in the fandom's mind for a great reason. We're up to our top 10 now. Number 10.
Beat this.
Wow, what a rocking beat, appropriately enough, that always gets me going. With this song, Jem reaches her most Misfits-esque qualities,
But I've got news I ain't about to lose.
saying that if you don't win, you're an also-ran. It works so well. Such a suspenseful, driving, and competitive atmosphere in this video that shows 2 top drummers fighting for their place in the Holograms. Put aside how this would work for people to play drums simultaneously in a song to judge which one is better, okay? Also, it lifted me out of a bad funk once, so it's more than earned its place within the top 10. Number 9.
Dear Diary.
For everyone who's seen the episode Scandal, which is my favorite single episode in the series, you know that this song is Kimber's creative catharsis from a whole traumatic experience when she's had her diary stolen and her secrets spilled by the Misfits, and made to feel lesser by people to the point of her becoming cynical and hardening her kind personality, at least for a little bit. And then remembered her father and everyone's real encouragement with the help of Synergy. While it is a pretty specific song premise, and some may call it cheesy, I find the character growth and importance of remembering positive relationships towards self-esteem, which is prevalent within it, very important, and cements why Kimber is my favorite character. In particular, the cadence Jem gives in the line,
It's just between you and me.
affects me in a way I can scarcely describe. It has much the same effect of reaching into the soul as listening to the cadence of Judy Garland. Number 8.
Love is here.
If I had to choose any song in this series to just be heard a cappella, this would be it. I've heard it said that the best of times, you can hear exactly what the emotion was of the person singing the song as they recorded it, and Britta, Phillips, and all the backup singers here sound in this the most out of any of their songs, like they're having the absolute time of their lives. Sugary sweet in the best way, and the most beautiful melodic tones, like at the beginning with Jem just providing the mood, and some of my favorite high notes. I want to just play the whole thing almost, and just gush after every few seconds. It's fitting that they played this in the episode in a warm lodge on a snowy mountain of everyone cuddling up together and feeling cozy with love. That's what this song does to me. Number 7.
Hey babe, I got my eye on you.
What I say to myself every time I hear this one is how this could have easily been a real mainstream 80s hit by a Madonna or someone else. I mean, Luna Dark. Sorry, that's who it is. Perfect lyrics for a song to sing to your love interest, and listening to this one, it's no surprise that one of the songwriters here would go on to win a Tony. Number 6.
Now
I can still recall the look on my cousin's face when we were watching The Stingers Hit Town Part 2 together, and she saw that there was a song by the Holograms, Misfits, and the Stingers starting up, and how she was cheering when it ended just based on how well it did. Everything a song with that promise needs to do, establish each band's personality and sound, build them up, and bring them all together for an epic finish, it does in spades. I feel for each of the characters so much in this, given the context of turbulent times for the bands and relationships in the episode leading up to it. In particular, I get tears in my eyes when Pizzazz's part comes in. This song blends them seamlessly and packs it all up for a strong emotional high.
our time is now.
Number 5.
Come on in, know what it's about.
The beauty of this one still astounds me after all the time I've known it. Not just a nice song for its romantic elements, but the execution of visualizing Jem and the Holograms as mermaids and the whole underwater world. I can't think of any music videos, visuals in particular, that tops this one. Not only that, it has an absolutely sublime line.
Out on the lonely, on the sea and sky, we will head for home where the stars steer us by.
It's the most stunning lyric I can think of in the show, and this song fulfills the mermaid quota before the Little Mermaid Disney movie even came out. Both this and the Beauty and the Beast elements mark Jem as a trailblazer in my book. Number 4. The Stingers bring all of their bombast, their vocal talent, and the synth power that they need to make this song really stand out. The lyrics are really imaginative, and the Stingers, with their tendency to allow each individual character to stand out by splitting up the vocal duties line by line, which neither of the other groups ever do, makes this one really powerful. Everyone brings their A game with Destiny. Number 3.
Making it happen.
I don't know if anyone else would rank this song as high as number 3 in the best of Hologram songs as I do, but I just can't help it. Out of all their songs that take on another era's style, this one does it to the greatest effect, I think, embodying World War II era big band sound and being so peppy and positive, inspirational, dare I say, that lifts my mood every time I hear it. With an atmosphere of everyone coming together to provide entertainment and care for others during strenuous times, as the best of us always put in the effort to do, they indeed add new notes to those red, white, and blue notes. Love that high kick. It has a beat of the time that always gets in my head and feels timeless, as I sway my hands the way Jem does. Carry on! It may be sacrilege to plenty of people to put this next song at number 2 instead of number 1, but here goes. Number 2.
Universal appeal.
Nearly everyone I've heard from calls this song at or near the very top of the Jem series discography, on a critical level at least, and I'm right there with them. Such effortless style and spunk with this one, with an essentially airtight rhythm that seals the deal. The elements that really make this song special, if I could attempt to list as many as possible, are its spot-on use of sound effects for getting the mood across, its space imagery to demonstrate how the Misfits corner Jem with their supremacy, and how everything orbits around pizzazz, and just the seeming spontaneity in its lyrics. Nothing. I'm glad to pop this on anytime as a true masterpiece. But it has to be underneath just one. Yet another Misfits masterpiece that I consider to be my very favorite. Number 1.
We're off and running.
And no one can stop this song from being my undisputed number 1. I love this song in absolutely every way. Its visual elements ranging from stellar and dazzling to absolutely killer in its humor, knocking me flat laughing, like the Misfits having their photo shoot screwed up with a finger in front of the lens, or balloons covering Stormer. It absolutely slays me. Everything that makes Pizzazz's voice great absolutely shines here. Like the pitch rocketing up mid-syllable.
We're doing what we were born to do.
Its key change, the sass coming through at key moments, and absolutely killing in the upper octaves on the its outrageous use of the backup harmonizations throughout, and the panting breaths used effectively as percussion. And I wish I could put into words how the final line, in all its understated glory, gives me chills every time.
We're off and running. We're off and running.
Man, there's everything to like in this song, and I put it at the top of my charts.
I'd like to thank the awards people for having the good taste to give us this award, which we so definitely deserve.
Thanks for watching. Stay truly outrageous.
Okay, that's a wrap. We've done it.